All right, so what is your name and how long have you been working at Meridian High School?
Hi, I'm Valerie Hardy. This is actually my first year directly at Meridian High School, but it is my fifth year in Falls Church City working. I was a principal at Mary Ellen Henderson Middle School and now fortunate to be the head of schools of both campuses.
All right, great. So my first question for you is, how do you feel about the idea of Black History Month?
So I think from the genesis, right, it served a really vital purpose in terms of bringing awareness and power to a group of people who really hadn't been celebrated for the accomplishments in the creation and founding of this country, but also for the celebration of who culturally they are as people. And so I think there is definitely a need and a value given the kind of history of our country for that to be brought to the forefront in terms of a celebration, right? I also think though it's kind of a dichotomy, right? It's February, right? I do subscribe to like the shortest month, right? That's used to celebrate, but also I live in the space of why does it still need to be a month, right? As we continue to evolve in our understanding of the contributions of African Americans, it feels as though it really should be intertwined into everything that we study and not encapsulated into this one little microcosm of a month where we cram everything that we could possibly know and throw it at students or the community or society in general, right? And so I don't know that we need just a month, but I also don't know that we're at a space where we've gotten to it really being integrated as thoughtfully as it should into not just our learning, but like American society.
All right, great.
Long answer.
It's a good answer though. All right, and my second question for you is, what was racism like in your teenage years compared to now?
So it's kind of interesting to watch you all navigate the landscape you're navigating now post the death of Mr. Floyd. I think it's been powerful to watch your generation pick up with, I think, more of a activist voice for change than my generation. So I'm not that old. I graduated high school in 1994, right? So for me, the big thing at the time was the O.J. Simpson trial, right? For those of you who don't know O.J. Simpson, Google him. But it was one of those trials that kind of put race at the forefront. And so in my generation, that was a conversation point around the legal justice system. And I think it wasn't as publicly put out in terms of like my generation talking about it publicly. It was definitely talked about more insularly, right? Like circles of friends talking about things. But I don't know that my experience in high school, I don't think my groups of friends, we didn't have the same level of passion and I would say courage that I see this generation having. I think a lot of the challenges were there. I think some of the mindsets of my teachers weren't as progressive. So I do see progress and I'm hopeful when I see you all speaking truth that I don't think my generation had the courage to always do.
Great. All right, thank you for answering your questions.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me. This was fun.
Yeah.